Distinguished shareholders, my remarks come at a time our families, communities, organizations, countries, and the world at large are experiencing unprecedented times due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I sincerely hope that every one of you is well and safe, and I pray the Almighty for these difficult times to be a thing of the past soon, so that life can return to normal. Our initial plan was to meet you face to face in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, for our traditional annual general meeting, to exchange ideas and deliberate on issues affecting our corporation. However, due to the current pandemic, the Board of Directors decided to resort to the special procedure stipulated in Article 3 of the General Regulations of the Corporation. This decision was taken to ensure, amongst others, that you approve the 2019 financial accounts without delay, so that your dividends can be paid promptly. The three resolutions which you have just approved by an overwhelming majority will allow the corporation to meet its minimum statutory obligations until we meet again. Allow me to express profound appreciation for your understanding, patience, and participation in large numbers in this vote by correspondence in accordance with the special procedure of the Corporation's General Regulations. We plan to call for an extraordinary general meeting in the months ahead. This meeting will consider all the pending matters, such as the re-election of directors whose terms expire this year and the amendment of our statutory documents to align it with recent governance changes and realities. Dear esteemed shareholders, as we formally close the financial year 2019, the shaky start of the year 2020 should not overshadow the excellent financial performance achieved last year. Indeed, Africa Re recorded an impressive improvement in all performance metrics. Our gross written premium grew by almost 6% to $845 million, and underwriting performance improved by 26% to $26 million. This represents a combined ratio of 96.1%, better than the average of 100.3% recorded by global reinsurance. And in line with the recovery of the global financial markets in 2019, investment income reached an all-time high of $66 million, representing 165.7% growth compared to the previous year. Average return on investment stood at 5.26%. Overall, the corporation achieved a 219.5% increase in net profit to reach $19.1 million. This excellent performance resulted in a 6.3% improvement in the shareholders' funds, which now amounts to $975 million. At the same time, a dividend of 8.8 per share is distributed, slightly higher than 8% per share paid last year. The return on average equity of 10.6% in 2019 is much higher than 3.4% recorded in 2018. This figure is higher than the 9.5% average recorded by global reinsurers in 2019. The excellent financial performance and the maintenance of the financial strength and credit rating of A with stable outlook by AM Best and A- with stable outlook by S&P are all within the targets set in the 2019-2023 strategic business plan. The enviable performance was even more impressive, as it was achieved amid a consistently difficult environment, characterized by three major adverse factors. One, strained profitability and growth because of stiff competition with limited product innovation and declining organic growth. 2. The depreciation of many African currencies that continues to reduce the top and the bottom lines reported in US dollars. And 3. A growing fragmentation and protection of the African reinsurance market through the creation of national reinsurers, domestication policies, and other overt and covert market barriers. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the General Assembly, I would like to say thank you to all the women and men who contributed to the excellent performance achieved in 2019 from Africa staff in all our business locations and headquarters, and to the executive management ably led by Dr. Corneille Karekesi. Dear esteemed shareholders, the COVID-19 pandemic, which started as a healthcare crisis and gradually evolved into an economic and social crisis, found our corporation healthier and stronger. At the end of the year 2019, our liquidity coverage ratio stood at 3 times the financial liabilities, and our solvency at 142% was much higher than the global reinsurance industry average. In addition, our technical performance was gradually returning to better combined ratio levels thanks to efforts made to turn around our loss-making portfolios. As a result of this good standing, the Board of Directors has proposed an increased dividend in 2020 as earlier planned, despite obvious tough times ahead. The Board of Directors has, however, ensured that corporation, even under worse scenarios for the 2020 outlook, will sail through the rough waters without unbearable pressures on its operation, efficiency, liquidity, or capitalization. Furthermore, you have just approved the allocation of 2% of the 2019 net profit to the Africa Re Foundation. Through the foundation and in collaboration with its stakeholders, the corporation will contribute to the mitigation of the COVID-19 impact on healthcare systems and the economies of African countries. To this effect, the Africa Re Foundation has put aside a significant budget of $3.3 million in solidarity with the continent through fund allocation and partnership with the African Center of Disease Control, the 41 African member states, local insurance associations, and the 8 African cities which host our physical offices across Africa. Dear esteemed shareholders, in recent years, the global reinsurance industry has continued to operate in a persistently soft market cycle, with deteriorating underwriting performance, which was offset by returns from the financial markets. As you may already know, the financial markets will perform poorly or even end the year 2020 in negative zones. If premium rates do not improve significantly, reinsurance companies' capital, profitability, and financial rating will be under pressure. However, we expect Africa Re to fare well in 2020 and even record a modest profit due to our operational resilience, highly diversified business portfolio, and prudent investment philosophy. This outlook has to be taken with caution since no one knows how long the economic recovery will take and the extent of the damage caused by COVID-19 to economies, businesses, and societies. To be more proactive and take quick actions required, the Board of Directors has set up an ad hoc committee on the COVID-19 impact and response. This committee is led by myself and meets every month until the situation becomes less unpredictable. In the meantime, the corporation had a good renewal season at the beginning of the year 2020. Premium income of the first quarter of the year was within our budget in original currencies. From hourly stress testing, the major adverse impact has come as expected from the depreciation of major African currencies, especially the South Rand and the Nigerian Naira, and the losses incurred by our investment financial assets. Overall, three major negative factors will affect our financial performance of the year 2020. These are the adverse impact from currency translation on the premium income, the knockdown effect on the asset side of the balance sheet, and the delayed recovery of reinsurance balances from customers. Luckily, it is expected that the claims experience will be clement for many reasons, including the ongoing subdued human activity. Dear esteemed shareholders, the Board of Directors and Management, under the new normal of social distancing and restrictions on movement, has fully deployed the existing business continuity plan to operate with optimal efficiency and productivity. The corporation continued to serve its clients, pay its claims, and innovate to be ready for the new business landscape to come, which will be characterized by the firming of the reinsurance market rates and the reduction of the reinsurance capacity across markets. We will also keep implementing already started projects to modernize our ICT tools and platforms, both internally and at industry level, where Africa Re's leadership is essential. We will as well continue to prepare the corporation to be ready for the coming accounting standards such as IFRS 9 and IFRS 17. On the government side, in addition to the increase of the board committees from 3 to 5, we will complete the appointment of the newly approved two non-executive independent directors and the review of the statutory provisions of the corporation for a better functioning and oversight. Other major projects include the long-awaited Abuja head office building, which was inaugurated officially in November 2019 with a groundbreaking ceremony. As the leading Pan-African reinsurers, our value promise to our stakeholders is to deploy our strengths and leverage our proximities for endless possibilities and client protection. And this is the time our clients and partners need us the most. In collaboration with other industry players across the value chain, we will provide support to the insurance industry in Africa. Although the pandemic poses a significant risk to our markets, it also presents opportunities in our quest to bridge the protection gap through insurance awareness, product innovation, and distribution channels as seeding companies invest in the digitalization of the business process for overall operational efficiency and customer focus. The industry must not lose the opportunity, and Africa has an important leadership role to play. Dear esteemed shareholders, I would like to conclude my remarks by announcing officially the results of your votes under the special procedure, which our corporate secretariat received via the electronic voting platform or by electronic submission of the completed voting cards. In total, 122 shareholders out of a total of 161 shareholders, being a 75.77% response rate, successfully cast their votes. The total responses received from shareholders represented 88.47% of the total voting power of the corporation. Out of the total votes cast, 100% were in favor of the three resolutions submitted for voting. These results are in line with the quorum requirement under paragraph 6 of Article 12 of the agreement establishing the corporation. Indeed, the requirement is that a minimum of 60% of the corporation's total voting power be represented at each meeting. In addition, the level of approval largely meets the majority requirements set out under Article 13 of the agreement establishing the corporation, namely that all matters before the General Assembly be decided by a majority of the voting power represented. Consequently, it is my pleasure to declare officially that the three resolutions submitted to the shareholders in June 2020 have been duly approved by the General Assembly of shareholders held under the special procedure. As a reminder, these resolutions were related to 1. The adoption of 2019 annual financial accounts, 2. The appropriation of 2019 results, 3. The dividend distribution, and 4. The reappointment of the external auditor. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to thank all our shareholders for their continued trust, support and commitment to Africa Re. This reassures me that I can count on you during the difficult times our world is facing. The faith I have in this corporation, which we have all built together, is strong, and I know that Africa Re will emerge even stronger after this global crisis. I hope that this time next year we will be able to gather for our usual face-to-face annual ordinary meeting of the General Assembly. Until then, I pray that each and every one of you, your families, communities, and businesses shall stay safe, well, and stronger. And I thank you very much.